I'm Caroline Smith, and this is my how-to lesson on how to diagram a sentence, but not only diagram a sentence, but diagram it with an adjective clause within the middle. The sentence that I'm going to use is, the men who were best friends took boxing lessons. Now, this clause can also be seen as a positive phrase because it's renaming who the men are. The men are best friends. So before we start actually putting things in the sentence, we need to figure out what the direct object is of the sentence. So if we're looking at it, and this is, I already set up the diagram that we're going to put all the words in. So we can look and see if this is the adjective clause, the men are going to be the subject. And what did they do? They took boxing lessons, okay? So you know that men goes here because they are the direct object. Now, the is an article, but it's also describing as an adjective for the men. So that's why we have a diagonal line going down. So the men. And I like to cross off the words as I put them in the diagram just so it's easier. We're going to completely skip this adjective clause because this is going to be your second row of your diagram. So we have took boxing lessons. So when we're looking at this, what did the men do? What is the main verb? They took. So that goes in the next box. And what did they took or take? They took lessons because boxing is an adjective. So lessons goes in the last. And what kind of lessons did they take? They took boxing lessons. So that goes in the diagonal because it's used as an adjective. So the men took boxing lessons, right? That's a normal sentence that we would have. But because we have this adjective clause, we need to put it down here. Now, you can take this part of the sentence as if it were a regular clause or an independent clause. Who were best friends? So we take the object of the sentence, which is who, the same as if we had men, and put it here. Were is the verb, just like took. So we're going to put that here. And then we have best friends. Now if we're looking at that, best is describing friends. So friends is the direct object. And best would go down on the diagram because it's describing friends. So if I were to look at this sentence, I would say the men took boxing lessons, and then this is the actual adjective phrase. And that's why there's this dotted line. So this shows that this is describing the men. So I hope you have a better understanding of diagramming sentence with adjective clauses.